This is my bulletin board that I'll be using in the classroom this upcoming week for my lesson. The SOL that we will be covering is the Virginia Standard SOL 3.5F, which is working out with asking and answering questions in the fictional text. The book I'll be reading in front of the class will be I'm Like You, You're Like Me. This is a good book because it shows that each kid is unique and that it's okay to be different, and that's what makes you you. So when we're reading through this during our guided practice, I'll be asking the kids to model these questions, where we're going to be talking about the 6 questions a good reader asks. They ask it before, during, and after. So a good reader would ask the question, who is this book talking about, before they start. So I would give this piece of paper to the student, and they would use the starter word, who, and then who is this book about. And these are, as you can see, they're sticky notes. So once a student has written down their question, so they write, who is this book about? They'll stick it up here, the question. And then it is important, this is the most important part, is that we are looking for the answer in the text. So we're looking for the answer in this book. So if we look at the first page, it says, you and I are alike in many ways. We may be the same age or live on the same street. We may go to the same school or even have the same name. So right off the bat, you can tell the students that the answer has already been found in the text, because it says you and I. It's talking about you and I. So we would take this sticky note. Essentially, the answer, we'd say the book is about you and I. So the you and I would be the kids that are playing. So I want to introduce this because we need to know that asking questions helps us to keep engaged. The reason why I like to use the sticky notes and for this bulletin board is so that the students can have the ability to come up and physically move and kind of interact with the bulletin board as they're listening to me talk about the story. So we'll be stopping periodically throughout the book, and so we'll just follow this same setup for each question. So you could ask the question like, what are we doing in this story? So what are you and I doing? So we may not find it on the first page, but as we go through it, we can stop and evaluate each page, make sure we're being engaged, and be looking for these questions. So we can set up these questions before the story has been read, or we can do it during. We can do it after too, and find those answers in the text. So that's the main idea, is that we want to find these questions that we're asking in the text. So the way I made this board is I just took giant sticky notes and I cut them off, and so they can be stuck on there. You can stick them inside pre-make them and stick them inside your book if you really want to. So then it saves time rather than writing everything down in here as you go along. So, or if they ask a question, you can put the answer on that page, so you know that the answer, you should stop at that page and ask them if the answer is found on that page. So just Sharpies, and I actually got some of this stuff from Teachers Pay Teachers. So it's really good website if you haven't used it. So the question, like how, we can ask this question at the end, is how, like we could ask the question, how does this apply to our life? So on the very last page it says, I'm like you and you're like me, but we're not exactly the same. That's why I like you and you like me. So this book is really working on the multicultural aspect and having a diverse class and it being okay. So how does this book impact us? It's showing us that the answer would be, that we find in the text, would be that it's showing us that it's okay to be different, and that we are friends because of our differences, because not everybody's going to be the same. So that's my poster board. I think this will work out good for the students that I have in the class because they're very high energy and really want to be involved with what we're doing. So thank you.